Hi, this is Drawing Girl 4, and I'm going to be making a video, and if you're wondering, no, it's not a second part to the whole Pinky thing. This is a different video, and the thing is that the only thing that's really sucky about it is that I actually did make two more response videos about the whole Pinky thing, but YouTube removed it. Yes, literally removed it because of this. It was too long. They removed it just because it was 20 minutes long, and I thought, oh, that's not that big of a problem. I could always, edit it so they make it into like 5 parts so it won't be that long. But guess what? Concerning the fact that YouTube removed it, it gave me absolutely no chance, to make it right with YouTube. Like, they literally gave me no chance at all. The minute it was uploaded, they removed it. Oh my god. YouTube, as much as I love you, you act like a complete idiot sometimes. Anyways, this video is going to be about one particular thing that interested me, and it's a thought that really came to my mind when I was looking at Firebrand, aka Josh Corcher. That's his really main name, but he's also known as Firebrand, and Dr. Wolf. I freaking love Dr. Wolf, and Dr. Wolf about the whole like fan work in the Brony fandom. And even though the thing is that this is actually not going to be about the fan work, it's actually going to be about fan fiction. Like, I'll do a video showing my main thoughts on the whole fan work and what they thought about it in another video. It's just the thing is that when they talk about the literature of fan fiction and stuff like that, it made me think for a moment. Not really about it didn't make me think of pony fan fiction, but not just pony fan fiction in general, and also creepypastas. Like, they mentioned one point, a point in how doesn't it really bother you when a story is just plain and utter crap, crap actually gets tons of positive response, and that ends up getting way more popular than it should have. Wait a minute, it's Sonic.exe and My Little Pony SNES in a nutshell. Yeah, that's exactly what I felt like whenever I see like popular creepypastas are complete and utter crap. Like, a lot of the creepypastas that people say are crap are I don't really consider to be crap, but one of them is Sonic.exe. I'm surprised that overrated piece of crap actually got, recognition. And then it also, they also talk about different types of fan works, and they talk about, how authors get recognition and other things. Now, I'm going to be honest. I have never made a fan fiction in my entire life. I only made 2 fan fictions that were pony related a long time ago. It was a long time ago in 2012. I think one of them was where I had Rainbow Dash. Oh my god, this is so embarrassing. That basically I made up this random pony OC named Adam, and I had him fall in love with Rainbow Dash for my fan fiction. Yeah, I know, it sounds really silly and dumb, and it probably is really silly and dumb, which is the main reason why I never continued it. Plus, I don't ship Rainbow Atom anymore. Now I ship freaking Fire Dash. And no, it's not Spitfire Rainbow Dash. It's Fireball and Rainbow Dash. And Fireball isn't no OC. He's an actual character from Generation 1. Look him up. And, and I think the other fanfiction I made is, I guess, I had Fluttershy and Rainbow Dash, and there's just like another OC character I made called Dreary. I think she was inspired by Bleak. I don't know. But her name was Dreary, and I think she's basically like the opposite of Rainbow Dash. And I made her, and it was a pretty interesting fan fiction, but of course, since I look back and I'm like, wow, it's pretty sucky, I deleted it. Well, actually, no, I didn't delete it. And since I thought the fan fiction is, really sucky, I never continued it. And I think there was one more fan fiction, like, let me explain this to you guys. I probably never told you guys this because, since I've been so busy and never really had time to upload stuff, but not only am I a big fan of My Little Pony, drawing cartoons, and, all the other good stuff, but I'm also a huge fan of Spider-Man. I'm a huge fan of Spider-Man. He is awesome. And I remember that one time, I got bored, and I was thinking of Spider-Man and Slenderman, because, Slenderman's also, like, my favorite creepypasta character. And, I thought, what would it be like if Spider-Man and Slenderman met? It's probably one of the most interesting crossovers that have ever came to my mind. I'm all like, how would Spidey react to seeing this guy? Would they fight? Would he get scared? What would happen? I'm like, oh my god, this crossover is like the most epic thing to ever exist since the Powerpuff Girls movie. So I have to make it. And then, I was so sucked into the idea. I actually looked up pictures or actual fan fictions on Google to like, you know, to feed my, I guess, my rush, like my obsession with this. Like, I loved it that much, and I still do. Obsession with this idea. So I like was like, oh my god, I have to see like I was like typing stuff in Google, and I was like, oh my god, I have to see, I have to see what, and like, because I really wanted, you know, to see an actual fan fiction, like that's like what my expectations. And unfortunately, when I searched it on Google, absolutely nothing came up. There were no fan fictions that, you know, had Spider-Man Slenderman in it. There were Spider-Man Slenderman fan fictions, but none, you know, featuring them. And I was all like, well, that sucks. But then I remember there actually was one fan fiction I found, and it was an overall good fan fiction, but the person that made it deleted it. So technically now there are absolutely no fan fictions of it anymore. And then I remember, I'm like, oh my gosh, like this is like going to the point. Like this is like the third fan fiction I really made. And oh my gosh, I have to make my own fan fiction. And then I made it, and it sucked. Like I didn't even remember only a few weeks after I made that fan fiction. I looked back on it, and I felt so ashamed inside. Like it's just the more I realized, the more how bad it was, the more I realized it didn't make any sense. I just feel overall embarrassed about that fan fiction, and I'm like, why? Just why? Why? Like out of the Rainbow Dash Adam love story, and out of all those three fan fictions, the first Spider-Man Slenderman fan fiction is the one I feel the most ashamed of because it makes absolutely no freaking sense. That's the main reason why. So, anyways, yeah, getting back to the point, that's the whole reason why. And I was just, you know, wanting to talk about me as a writer, and you know how I feel about fan fiction, how I think good tips for you guys too. And the thing is that, like I said before, you know, the reason why I mentioned that, you know, earlier was because it's going to come to play in this video right now, that, as I said before, as the whole Spider-Man fanfiction thing, as bad as the first attempt was, I did not give up in the, you know, creating my fanfiction dream. I am still making it. Like, although I'm not making it, you know, from the first, you know, bad fan fiction. Like, I basically said, screw that, I'm going to have a completely different story that actually is good and makes sense. So, yeah, I did that. I'm not going to tell you guys what it's about because I don't want to spoil anything, because I actually am planning of, you know, re-editing it, like, editing it because there's, like, tons of spelling errors, and, you know, remaking a few things that I thought afterwards didn't make any sense. And then once it's done, like, not finished, but somewhat done, I'm going to do a rating for it, just to tell a rating for it. And once I'm done doing a rating of it, I want you guys to tell me what you think of it, because, you know, that's really the thing when it comes to this kind of stuff, because whenever I see criticism of something, because I actually want to be criticized in my work, but here's the difference. Whenever you criticize something, I want to type of criticism and where you really feel like I missed something, like, oh, this could have been explained better, or this doesn't make any sense, or why did Spidey do that, why is this happening, or what's this, or wait, what, and all that stuff, or this should have been, like, something like that to, like, gently improve my points, and it would have been better if you did this, like, something like that would have been, you know, that would have been, like, a lot better over the whole, OMG, just Star Shocks and I don't waka, like, if you say stupid crap, like if you're just spamming my stuff saying, oh, GWT, blah, 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 like dumb stuff like that, no, I'm gonna, like, block you, like, I'm gonna block the people that do that, but the main thing that I'm really looking for whenever I make stories like this is constructive criticisms. Nice, logical, constructive criticism that actually, you know, tells you what you should do to make it better. And I think that's pretty much what all of us want whenever we're writing something that we really do, like, deeply hold about value. Okay, now that I'm done, you know, talking about that, I would like to tell you about you know, the other fan fictions I'm planning on working on one. You know, besides the major one, which I've already started, the whole Spider-Man Slenderman one, I'm also, you know, that crossover thing, I'm also thinking of making a few pony ones that are inspired by my shipping. And yes, I'm a huge shipper. Go ahead, sue me. Now, I've been thinking that I've really been wanting to have a Spike x Whimsy Witherby fanfiction, and if you don't know who Whimsy Witherby is, she's basically like that weather dragon from G3. Like, I don't want to waste my time talking about her, so if you really want to know who she is, just look her up on Google and you'll probably find her. Her name's Whimsy Witherby. So yeah, a Whimsy Witherby x Spike fanfiction. Applejack X Tex from Generation 1 fanfiction, along with, a Rainbow Dash X Fireball fanfiction to go along with that. Oh wait, I guess I'm in my inbox. Oh yeah, sweet. It's Brony Bond analyst. He commented something. PM me your Skype. Okay, I will give you my Skype, Brony Bond, because I have been really wanting to do a collab with something. I have great ideas and I have great, things to say my thoughts. Hey, Brony Bond, if you're watching this video, how about we end up doing a collab on It Ain't Easy Being Breezies? I think it's probably one of the most controversial episodes. Like, it's not really controversial, but the most, I'd say, overhated episodes of the entire show. Like, whenever I've seen episodes that are overhated, I can kind of see why Putting Your Hoof Down got hate, but for me, I think the only reason why it got hate is because people were like pissed off that their precious Fluttershy was acting like a bitch in that episode. That's pretty much the only reason why they hate it. But the thing is that if Fluttershy acting like a bitch is the only thing that really ruined the episode for you, then how come you didn't get mad at the return to harmony? Like, Fluttershy acted like a bitch too. And don't give me the whole excuse she technically wasn't acting like a bitch because she was in Discord control. Like, I don't care. But anyways, I'm not talking about that. Sorry, it got me like in a completely different, subject. So yeah, I'm planning on making those fan fictions, and I've been wanting to make them for a long time. Another thing about fan fiction and writing in general, I like to give you guys a little tips for you guys if you guys are major fanfiction writers and want to learn more. I'm still a bit of a rookie, but I'm a rookie that has learned more, and I'm slowly not becoming a rookie. And I'd like to give you some of my things to make a good story. Number one, if your story... Oh wait, sorry, before I continue, I forgot to say one thing. I'm also making a fan fiction that I just randomly thought, and it is a very interesting fan fiction that I think you guys will love. That I think you guys will all love. Okay, that my headcanon is that the Generation 3 universe and the Generation 4 universe are basically in the same universe. I don't care what anybody says. Like, the thing is that since Generation 3 is so small, like, throughout all the specials, all they really show is like 3 main cities. And 3 main cities is extremely small for some, world. And I don't really think their entire world is just made up of 3 main cities, or that bull crap. So my main theory is that G3 is actually a country, and it's in the same universe that the Generation 4 universe is. And that the G3 characters are there too, but rather than like having the same names as the Friends Do His Magic version, they have different names that I feel fit their personalities more. Because to me, the G3 and G4 are pretty much different characters in my opinion. So what happens is that Twilight, for some reason, she accidentally goes to a different country, which she thought never existed. And she meets the G3 characters, and like, this whole epic adventure, happens. That's my other fanfiction idea. It's going to be really cool. Anyways, now that I'm done talking to you about that, I'm also going to want to now talk about the whole, fanfiction tips for the rookies out there. Okay. Now, this is one of the major tips that I got. Number one, if you are making a story about a canon character and you want to improve their personality, make sure that your main goal in making that story is the most, closest to the show or comic or whatever as possible. Because whenever I see something, like as fan work, or, from the actual show itself, like, heck, Equestria Girls, I don't expect it to be, OMG, like, the best thing in the world, but I do expect it to be pretty close to the thing that I like and I'm enjoying, and what, stuff like that. So, rather your main goal, like, this has to be the best story ever, no, don't make it the best story ever. Have your goal be, like, to make it the most accurate to what you want it to be. Just have your own goal that if you want to see something, like, if you want to see something that, like, a character, like, I don't know, like for example, my Spider-Man and Slenderman, fanfic, if you really want to see them go head to head, make your fanfiction and write it exactly how you, the audience, would want it to be. Make it exactly that way. And another thing, make sure to not put any out of character moments. When you're writing a character, make sure that you are the character. When you're writing a character, make sure you're consider the thought that you are no longer you. You are the character, and the character's put in this environment.